Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. How are you guys doing? My name is Franny, and I'm so glad that you guys are here with me today. I am just excited to talk about all the projects that I've been working on, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to record a video day. So happy Saturday. I hope you guys are well. You guys are probably wondering, where have I been? Here. I'm just here. I haven't done much sewing. I feel like I completely lost my sewing mojo. Like end of last year, I did a lot of sewing for my birthday. I'm not even sure if I shared my makes, but I decided that I needed to do something creative to get my creative juices flowing again. And so what I did was the last week of December, I saw a YouTube video of just some stitch with me cross stitch. You guys are gonna say cross stitch. I'm like, yes, cross stitch. And I'm like, you know what, that's a great idea. I can sit down anywhere and do that. I don't have to sit in front of a sewing machine. It doesn't require as much, or in my mind, I thought it doesn't require as much hand movement as crochet. I do want to pick up knitting, but I don't because I feel like I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole and never come back up again. So, or come back out. And so I decided, you know what, let me try my hand at cross stitch. So I started looking. At that point, I decided I'm gonna start looking for different projects, and I found a stitch along Fox and Rabbit. And I have been obsessed with cross stitch ever since. And let me show you what I mean. So this year I've been working on the cow, the stitch along for Fox and Rabbit. It is the Colostral Garden. And I have some threads and the needle still in here because I was working on it last night while watching TV with the kiddos. But look at this. Do you see that? It is, the cow, every month you get a different cross stitch pattern. One part of it, it's 12 parts. It's gonna last 12 months. And I promise you guys, I have just been obsessed with cross stitch ever since. So this is where I started. Now this is not the only creative outlet. I have worked on a few projects, crochet as well, but I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of what I've been doing. Actually, let me go ahead and do a cross stitch, and then I will move over to my other projects. Okay, so this is the Fox and Rabbit stitch along. Every month is a different pattern. I was behind. I officially caught up in April. My stitches, my very first stitches in cross stitch started here, this little centerpiece. It was intimidating and therapeutic at the same time. It's crazy. I didn't complete this section until last week, to be very honest, because by the time I made it to like the third quadrant, I was exhausted. But this was part one, which was January. And then part two was this section right here. I am using different shades of blue, purple, and pink, and I'm going to continue that theme for the entire garden. I realized that I didn't buy the right size Aida fabric. This is a 14 count. So that is something that I'm going to have to figure out. Like, I have to figure out how to add a piece to it in order to complete the full year stitch along. So far, I have completed part one. Part two is this outer section. Part three was the pink sections. Part four is the pink and purple sections, which was April. And now I'm working on part five, which is this part, I think they said this is like the pathway. So I'm working on that. I still have 2 more left. So yeah. I haven't really worked on this much this week. Yesterday was my first time picking it up, and I was able to complete this side and start this side. So yeah, a new obsession. I started that pattern in January, and so in February, I had a new start. And this is what I started in February. It's actually almost done. I'm so proud of myself. This is my youngest daughter is obsessed with LOL dolls, so I thought I would do somewhat of an LOL doll theme. I'm trying to figure out how to add glasses. It's probably too late for that, but glasses around the eyes, and then kind of stuck right now trying to figure out if we want to make the hair like the same color as the dress, so like black and gold, or add different shades of gold and yellow. So yeah, that's where I am right now. So that's what I started in February. And this was so quick, like literally one afternoon, I completed the outer perimeter, and then just started filling in. So much fun. Look at her cute eyes and her cute lips. In March, I decided I am going to make something for Haitian Flag Day, which is in May. So this one is probably what I'm going to focus on after I complete my cow. But this is the island of Haiti. Yes, I want to put Haiti right here. It's spelled Ayti, which is the name of Haiti. But I just want to put Haiti right here in a cute script. I haven't found the script yet. So my goal is to at least, and please forgive me for all the wrinkles. I didn't see the point of ironing just to fold them back up again. So I'm going to finish coloring this in, and then after I stitch all the blue and the red, I will find a script or some font that I can use. I realize at this point that I have no idea how to backstitch, and up to this day I still don't know how to backstitch. So that is something that I need to learn before I work on another project that requires backstitching. So that was March. Also in March, I started this cutie right here. Let's see if you can guess what it is. Yep, you're correct. It's Stitch. Stitch actually started here, and I was like, oh no, that's not right, so I'll have to unpick that. But having some trouble with the colors and the shades under this. If I had shown you last month, you would have seen that it was a different shade of blue, like a lighter blue, and I really didn't like it. So I went back and picked up this DMC thread, and I can't think of the number. But yeah, went back and grabbed this one. It's not perfect. I wish it was more like a turquoise gray, but it's better than the light blue that was there. So work in progress there. And then you're thinking, oh, what did I make in April? What did I start in April? What didn't I start in April? In April, I started, and you're not going to be able to figure this out, so don't judge me, but I like kind of started a Pokemon ball. I want to make this for one of my daughter's friends from work. Her colleague he is the sweetest person in the world. And so I don't want him to know it's for him. So I'm not going to say his name, but yeah, he's super sweet. So this is going to be Pokemon. And then right over here, it's Ocelot, and I can't remember who I'm putting over here. So that is the idea for this one. Once I complete my, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you my goals, but actually I'll tell you later. So yeah, Pokemon ball. And then I saw this and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting it, period, exclamation point. So I bought the pattern. This is Bethlehem. Go ahead and start my holiday stitching because these projects take quite some time, but it's a great project to have when you're just sitting down, like watching TV, or just spend some time being creative. This is called Bethlehem, and it's from Imaginate. It is so beautiful. I instantly, like, this is a week and a half worth of, like, solid 10 days worth of progress. I think I added like a strand or two, or like I worked an hour each day. But yes, isn't it beautiful? I'm obsessed with this. This is also 14 count, I believe. I can't remember the color of the Aida linen, the Aida fabric, but this is a 14 count. And then I told myself, I was looking through magazines. So April it just became a month of new starts. And so I was looking through a magazine, and I'm going to see if I can find the snippet for you, a picture of it for you. But, and I think it's just cross stitch or cross stitching, something like that, cross stitcher. I found a beautiful pattern, and I'm hoping that the picture is somewhere around here. And what drew me to this pattern was the color of the DMC floss. So look at all these beautiful bright colors. This is actually it's going to be an elephant, and it has like the Sahara. So think of all these bright colors. I can't wait to really get into this, and so that you guys can see the different colors together. I'm just so excited about this one. And then my last start, and when I tell you this is a start, this is just a mini start. I was online scrolling, looking at different patterns on Heaven and Earth Designs, and I noticed that they had free charts. And as soon as I saw this chart, I'm like, yes, I got to make it. And it is the, what is it called? Heaven and Earth. It's a free one. It's like Northern Lights. This is such a small start, but this is a 25 count Laguna. Guys, y'all see how tiny my stitches are? So tiny. I think this is like 60 stitches, and the sections are so small. I started off without drawing in the grid, and then realized I can't do this. So I started, I went back, added the grid, and I've started with color floss 820. But this is actually the perfect size for the picture. I am going to remove like the bottom part, because the bottom is mostly black. I'm gonna remove that, and so it's gonna start from the tree and going up. So yeah, that's all my cross stitch. So you're wondering, how does cross stitch and sewing go together? I am, besides the fact that you're using thread and needle, I like to sew my patterns in the, I think they say it's the sewing form. And then what really made me want to try cross stitches, I'm like, how do I incorporate cross stitch into projects? And so I want to find and I think there is something out there where you can attach the fabric to your project, a sewing project, a garment or something, and then you can stitch on it. Because I would love to make a shirt dress, or a shirt, just like a really long shirt, wear it with some jeans or leggings, and with a beautiful design around the buttons. That's what I want to do. So if you guys know where I can find something that will give me the capability of stitching on clothing that I'm going to make, please let me know in the comment sections. I just can't wait. All right, and so last but not least is my crochet. I've started quite a few crochet projects, completed actually quite a few crochet projects, and I have a few lined up, some things that my kids want. But there's two big projects that I've been working on. One I started last year in May. Yes, actually I think I started in March. Yeah. This is really big, so I'll try to include a picture of it. But this is the Sophie Universe. It's a crochet along, a cow. And I am using an Aran 4-weight, and the color is Aran. It is so beautiful. My goal is to make this a king size blanket. I'm gonna give it to my mom, and then I plan on making it again in a different color. So yeah, stay tuned for that. This is a work of love. There are some parts in this project that makes you want to scream, like just literally like, oh my gosh. This project has been on timeout a few times. I'm currently, I think, on row 45. There's like 16 or 17 parts, but it's so beautiful. And I've learned so many new techniques in crochet stitches, and like just the detail. If just want to give you a sneak peek, look at this. Not really something that you just sit down in front of the TV and work on because of the detail. However, there's sections where it's just double crochets all the way around. Like the section I just completed was just double crochets. And you definitely have to count. But this is such a beautiful project. Look at all the details. Look at that. I've frogged a few rows, you guys, but you can probably tell by the detail that this is not a project for the light at heart. It It's designed for adventurous beginners, and you know, for me, I always like to challenge myself, especially if it's something beautiful. And yeah, this has definitely been a challenge. So I want to complete this blanket this year so that I can start next one. But then I also noticed that the creator of this one also made, I think it's called Sophie Dreams. So beautiful. So I will try to include a picture of everything that I'm mentioning. Okay, and last but not least, I am working on another cow, but this is a year-long cow with expression fiber arts. Yes, I found them like New Year's Day. So New Year's Day was like very, very interesting, like a day of discovery for me. And so this one has every month they send out new parts, new stitches. Is this upside down? I think this is upside down. But yes, so in January we worked on this part right here. I started off with a pink yarn. It's supposed to be like a sock yarn, fingering weight. I started off with a pink yarn, frogged it, tried it again, and after like 3 or 4 attempts actually, I ended up changing the yarn. So this yarn is from, it's called Chili Red. It's from Hobby Lobby. And then the gray is called a Fog, also from Hobby Lobby. It is so soft. But month 1, we worked on this section, and then I was behind. I didn't complete month 1 until like March. And then, and that's because I ended up frogging it so many times that I was frustrated, and finally in March, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. So completed this in March. And then last month in April, I completed part 2. Isn't that beautiful? And then I also completed part 3, which is the bobble stitches up here. And now I am working on part 4. This is so interesting. It's only single crochets, but it's just a beautiful design. I'm already out of the Chili Red, so I'm going to grab another one. So this is on standstill for now. I think I'm halfway done with part 4, and then I'll be fully caught up and start part 5. Part 5's design, I watched the video yesterday, and it looks so beautiful. What I'm going to do for part 5 to see how I want to do it, I'm going to start off with the gray and make red the V-stitch. And then, because month 5 has V-stitches, I should have mentioned that. So I'm going to start off with making gray the base color and red the V-stitch, and then I'll make a section that's red for the main color and the fog gray for the V-stitch, and see which one I like better. So stay tuned for that. All right, that is all for crochet. So for the month of May, I have a few skirt patterns that I want to work on. I have a skirt that is a whip. I started it and it just did not fit the way I needed it to fit. So I put that on timeout. So I will update you guys on that once I start working on it. What are you guys up to? What are you making? Let me know what projects you're working on, and if you've ever incorporated cross stitch into your sewing projects. I've also seen cross stitch on crochet projects, so if you've done that, let me know. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you have a fantastic Saturday. Bye.